What is it? My husband is in danger and the husband is calling for Lakshmana to go. I cannot go. I am in danger. That signal, SOS has come. So she said, Lakshmana, you should go. Lakshmana said, my dear sister-in-law, my dear mother, understand that we are born together. You got married only in between. We are still brothers and the brotherly bond is there. I know very well the merits of my brother, the glory of my brother. Nobody will be able to cause havoc to my brother. Your husband, don't worry about it. This is a Maya Rodhana. This is actually an illusory cry. We should not fall a prey to it. We have already fallen prey to it already. In having followed the deer, there was wrong. In your having asked for it, there is a wrong. Let us not add to the wrong. So let us not go. You need not be worried about the safety of Rama. Rama has told me very clearly that I should look after you. Look after you. So how can I leave this place? Suppose I leave this place and something comes. What shall I answer him? What shall I tell him? You know, Sita was very furious. She was not prepared to pardon Lakshmana or permit him not to go. So she used the weapon that a woman has in her mind. What did she say? Lakshmana, now I understand. The reason why you followed your brother all these years in Dandakaranya was because you had an eye on me. That was the reason. If the brother is gone, don't think that I will ever submit myself to you. I will jump into the Godavari river. If you don't listen to and leave the place right now. When she spoke such harsh words, I don't think any man in this world has got a right to remain any further near her. When she has gone to the extent of saying, you have an eye on me and you want your brother to die so that you can get hold of me. When this much of aspersion, accusation was showered by her, I don't think anybody has got a moral right to stand. You know what Lakshmana said? My dear mother, what shall I say? I cannot remain here anymore after hearing whatever you have said. May the Vanadevatas protect you, may you be safe. Still, he drew a line. A Lakshman Rekha was drawn. Don't go beyond it on any condition whatsoever. And he left the place. He left the place. Within less than 5 minutes, Ravana came there, masked as a monk. Masked as a monk. A monk is always respected and adored and his blessings sought, particularly by women. He came there and asked for bhiksha. And Sita wanted to give bhiksha. Then Sita with the bhiksha stood there and Ravana refused to come. He said that I will not come, you come and give me. In that process, she had to cross that Lakshmana Rekha. Ravana abducted her. In less than 5 minutes, the whole thing happened. She became virtually a slave to Ravana. This is what happened. Just imagine. What do you understand from this? God takes a number of incarnations. This is a human incarnation. In that human incarnation, he was displaying the human greatness, the human goodness, the human fondness and the human frailties. Everywhere. Let Sita, Lakshmana and Rama, all the three be your examples in conducting the household life. If you are a Rama, you may have a Sita, unimpeachable, no doubt, but sometimes there may be frailties. And here a Lakshmana, timely administering the caution, but the caution proving to be ineffective. This can happen. This is called the human drama. Human drama. People will come up and then say, it was this, it was that. Our Puranic authors will add this, that and all in order to make the story complete and upholding what Rama did, etc. Certainly these were all wrongs and frailties possible in any human mind or human life. Whenever poets reflect upon these incidents, you know, the poetic imagination, it is a sterling product. It doesn't look for any favor or disfavor. It is not subdued by any fear, anxiety or concern. Whatever strikes their pure mind, their devoted and devout imagination they will utter. So, just see, I would like to tell you 2 verses from Subhashitam, our proverbial statements. Asambhavam hema mrigasya janma tatha abhiramo lulubhe mrigaya prayas samapanna vipatti kale dhiyopi pumsam malini bhavanti. Asambhavam hema mrigasya janma tatha abhiramo lulubhe mrigaya. Hema mrigasya janma asambhavam hi. The birth of a golden deer is impossible. Everybody knows it. There is no doubt. Gold will not give birth to gold. It is an inert substance. Maybe there is a mass of gold. You can take a portion of it and make an ornament. But gold cannot deliver gold. This delivery is only from mammals. Let us understand it. Maybe eggs also are delivered off, something like that. But from an animal alone, an animal will be born. Here a golden deer, how can it be ever? It is asambhavam. By its very nature, it is impossible. Tatha-api, this is well known even by children. Tatha-api, even then, Ramo lulubhe mrigaya. Even Rama was victimized by a greed for this golden deer. Now what is the conclusion? The conclusion is prayas samapanna vipatti kale dhiyo vipumsam malini bhavanti. When something calamitous or dangerous is impending, even the beautiful and spotless intelligence of menfolk, they become spoiled and seduced. Spoiled and seduced. This is what happens. Prayas samapanna vipatti kale dhiyo vipumsam malini bhavanti. Whenever such an instance happens to occur, then we must have the consolation and relief. And here is the truth for consolation. Asambhavam hema mrigasya janma tatha abhiramo lulubhe mrigaya prayas samapanna vipatti kale dhiyo vipumsam malini bhavanti. Another poet has sung. It is from Hitopadesha. Gajabhujanga vihangama bandhanam revishashangatanurgraha pidanam matimatam cha vilokya daridratam vidhiraho belavan iti me matihi. You know these Subhashitas, they will give you a lot of consolation, relief, strength and poise. Learn these things and get nursed by them, tended by them. You will find the whole psychology becomes purer, stronger, deeper, loftier, more and more reinforced, stable. It is capable of reconciling with anything in this world. After all, in our life, many inputs, many incidents may take place, accidents may take place. We have no choice for it. After all, we are a single individual living in the company of a whole community. How many natural and unnatural forces are there surrounding us? So any time anything may happen. Suppose unfortunate developments come. What shall we do? Can we commit suicide? Certainly not. Can we lose interest in the life? No. If the husband has died and the wife has become a widow, there is small children are there. She has to look after them. Play the role of the father also. There is no other way. You can cry, you can weep, you can lament, anything. But the responsibility is there. So these statements will give you a lot of consolation. After all, we are in a world. It is something like an atom surrounded by a huge collection of matter. We are an individual surrounded by our body. Our mind has got abundant capacity, but the body doesn't have. With the power of the mind, with the skill of the mind, with the merits and excellence of the mind, you have to live in this transitory body. There is no other way. And the mind is nourished by good noble and elevating thoughts. We must be a repository of confidence. Confidence. We must have towering strength. Such powerful minds, they alone are able to steer through all the different plights and fates of our life. Gaja bhujanga vihangama bandhanam revisha shangatanor grahapidanam. What a beautiful meter. Gaja means elephant. Bhujanga means snake and cobra, very powerful cobras. Vihangama bandhanam. So many birds which are mostly living in the air. Revisha shangatanor grahapidanam. Elephant is a huge animal. What is man before an elephant? If the elephant swings his tail, man will topple. But nevertheless you find the elephant is somehow made to fall into a well, man-made well without any water, and finally he is extracted from there and he is given a lot of training with a lot of punishment, etc. And with a small stick, the mayhout, he starts walking with the elephant, making him do whatever he wants. In Kerala, it's an elephant land. There is no festival here without elephant. So many elephants. There is a place very near the ashram called Arattupuzha. It is called a Deva Mela point. You know, more than 64 elephants come and align themselves on the day. Like that, so many, the Trichur Puram, it has almost become a world event now. Every year it takes place. So many elephants. Now, such huge tuskers, how is it that they submit themselves to the will and wish and sport of a human being? Gaja, Bhujanga, similarly powerful cobras are there. They are poison. Even if they blow, we will become blind. It has so much of effect. That such a cobra is also held, caught hold of by man. Go to the museums, you will find zoos. There are deadly cobras there. How does man catch hold of it? Vihangama bandhanam, parrots and so many other things, they are put in cages. How is it that man catches hold of them? So all these have these plights and fates. Gaja bhujanga vihangama bandhanam revisha shangatanor grahapidanam. What about the sun? Always glittering, glittering, glittering. Similarly, moon. Both of them have got eclipses. Where is the sun and what causes eclipse to it? So they are also affected and devoured by eclipses. Revisha shangatanor grahapidanam madimatam cha vilokya deridratam. Of all the faculties in a human, the intelligence is the highest and the most effective. Whenever a man is intelligent, he is surrounded by a number of people. His services and performance are sought by many. In spite of it, you will find some intelligent people, extremely brilliant people, they suffer from poverty. How is it? Madimadam cha vilokya daridradam vidhiraho belavaniti me madihi. My opinion, my considered opinion is that there is something greater than the human. Greater than the human. Everybody is under a certain fate or a plight. There is something called the superhuman factor called dishta. Dishta. What you call luck. Luck in English. So everybody is under the hands of luck, under the hands of a vidhi, under the hands of the superhuman power. That is what I have to say. Asambhavam hema mrigasya janma tathabiramo lulubhe mrigaya prayas samapanna vipatti kale dhiyopi pumsam malini bhavanti. Gajabhujanga vihangama bandhanam revisha shangatanor pidanam madimadam cha vilokya deridratam vidhiraho belavan iti me madihi. We are still in the midst of Karabhajana's gospel, the last of the 9 yogis in front of King Nimi. Tyaktva sudustyaja surepsida rajya lakshmim dharmishtha arya vachasa yadagad aranyam maya mrugam dayitayepsidam anvadhavad vande mahapurushate charanaravindam. See, as you already know perhaps, or you should know now, that we have got two important epics, and the epics are only two. One is Ramayana, dating back to Treta Yuga. Another is Mahabharatam, dating back to Dwapara Yuga, almost its end. Now these two epics constitute the backbone of our cultural civilization and achievements. You go open the book of Ramayana. There are people who traditionally read Ramayana. Whenever they have a problem to resolve or an achievement to be had, always they open at random the Ramayana holy book, and whatever they read on the right side, you will find it contains a message for them. Sometimes it may be a warning, at other times it may be a caution, a third time it may be a relief and consolation, at another time it could be a confidence, yet it could be an insight, an exhortation and enlightenment. The same will apply when you start reading Bhagavad Gita also. Bhagavad Gita is a much smaller book, and all within Bhagavad Gita are in the form of a gospel instruction. But in Ramayana you will find a number of episodes and events narrated. So you will find that it is much more copious, exemplary than otherwise. Anytime we have got the habit of reading Sundarakanda. What is Sundarakanda? Hanuman's exploits and excellence. Hanuman goes in the company of Angada's army, and he was ultimately chosen to jump over to Lanka, spot Sita. He does the adventure fairly well, successfully, and comes back gloriously. Whenever you are given to reading Sundarakanda, it is said, whatever moral adventure you are out to commit and win, you will find you are successful. Don't think that it is a kind of a mythological account. Whenever you read Sundarakanda or any other portion of Ramayana, what is happening? Our mind is passing through, coursing through the entire narration. And the whole narration consists of ideas, propositions, values, inspirations, persuasions, commitment, resolve, dedication. All these qualities are mentioned there. When you start reading Sundarakanda, it is not actually reading a story, an incident of the past. It is trying to reinforce our mind, instill and imbue into our mind all the persuasions and compulsions and inspirations that we want to achieve the task in front. So rather than spending time thinking about and doubting about whether I shall win or not win, why don't you make it a practice of reading Sundarakanda? In the north, there is always a habit, there is something called Hanuman Chalisa, and people make it a point to read it every time. Mere reading or recitation will not be sufficient. What you should do is actually consider it to be a process and a pursuit. You should get involved in the recitation or in the reading, and it should be a mountaineering for you. Every step that you place in a mountain upward, you are subduing the height of the mountain and you are reaching further and further to the top. In the same manner, how to reinforce your mind, how to make the mind more and more potent, more and more resourceful, more and more resolved, there must be a process, and the process is only mental. And this is the mental exercise or pursuit by virtue of which whatever adventure or attainment you are aiming at, you will be much more equipped, and the whole attainment will be facilitated provided you course through this epic thinking and the epic process. So this Ramayana has got a great importance to us, relevance to us. So also Mahabharatam. And when it comes to Sreemad Bhagavatam, the entire picture changes. I was telling you a number of verses from Ramayana. While narrating these verses, reciting these verses, I was myself feeling These verses are good, sweet. Ramayana is considered to be very, very melodious. Maybe the melody is there. I don't know whether I shall be wrong if I say that. Somewhere the touch of devotional majesty, the devotional elixir was not there. The purpose of devotion is to always instill into the minds of readers and listeners the beautiful thing called devotion. Devotion. That devotional ecstasy, devotional attunement, devotional fervor, and the devotional expansion and refinement. This is what we are aiming at. So, my purpose in bringing this Ramayana episode is only to give you a beautiful, I don't know whether I can call it a diversion, which will be of a very complementary nature. It is not even supplementing, it is complementary. Tyaktva sudustyaja surepsidara ajya lakshmim dharmishta arya vachasa yadagadharanyam maya amrugam dayitaye epsidam anvadhavad vande mahapurushate charanaravindam. Just like there are human elements in Krishna's life, there are much more of human elements in Rama's life. Krishna was always happy and cheerful. Defeat is never known to him. Even when he wants to undergo a process of defeat, as I am going to tell you later from Bhagavata itself as part of the narration, you will find it is a planned expediency, an expediential measure. But in Rama, it is not as much as Krishna is or the way Krishna is. Here we find a normal human being. And the best part of Ramayana or Rama's life is his abdicating the throne, renouncing the throne, and going to the forest Dandakaranya and living there for 14 years. If the entire life of Rama is taken and this forest life is taken away, I don't think it would have been so glorious and so exemplary as it is today before us. So there is a lot to be understood. I want to tell you something about the episode of Bali, how Rama confronted him and how Bali was put down. It's something very interesting. There are great commentators and writers on Ramayana, and everyone finally ends up with the statement, Rama's renouncing Sita is a black spot on his life. And equally so, Rama confronting Vali is another blacker spot, you can say. They all appreciate Rama, adore Rama, glorify him. But they say, somehow I am not able to reconcile with the manner in which Sri Rama faced Vali. So this is a very important episode. What I have to tell you is this. Understand that the Rama and Ramayana before us are a creation of Valmiki, the sage poet. We don't know of any other Rama and any other action. So far as Valmiki is concerned, Rama is his pet. He would not have penned anything in Rama's life which is actually not worthy of being understood, heard and reflected upon. Whatever you consider to be improper is not improper at all. If it were improper, why should Valmiki have introduced it there? This is a very important episode. Rama was in the palace of Ayodhya. When he was about to be crowned, Kaikeyi banished him to the forest. And in the forest his mission was to fulfill the wishes and needs of the sages and the saints. 13 years he spent there. And the 14th year was supposed to be, it was earmarked for an ascetic and austere life. And this is what is happening there. What was Rama's intention? To be austere and ascetic. And in the process of austerity and asceticism, what happened? Sita was abducted. And we have already told you how this has happened. Now I am getting into this wonderful episode, a lot questionable on the one hand, alleged and argued to be wrong and improper when we consider the moral majesty, the propriety majesty of Sri Rama. Let us go into the text. After entering into the pact with Sugriva, one after the other movements were organized. And Sugriva said, I shall do whatever is necessary in order to retrieve Sita.